Welcome to AI Revolution in Healthcare, a regulatory perspective with Dr. Nirdosh Jagota. Bringing over 3 decades of global regulatory and quality experience to demystify the intersection of artificial intelligence and healthcare regulation.
Welcome to the final episode of our first season. I'm Dr. Nirdosh Jagota, and today we're looking ahead to 2030 and beyond, examining how AI in healthcare will evolve and how regulatory frameworks must adapt to keep pace with innovation while ensuring patient safety. Throughout this series, we've explored various aspects of AI in healthcare regulation, from clinical trials to manufacturing, from validation protocols to global frameworks, and from ethics to privacy. Today, we'll bring these threads together and examine what lies ahead. Let's begin with what we know is already on the horizon. By 2030, experts project that healthcare will generate 50 times more data than it did in 2020. This exponential growth will drive new applications of AI, but also create new regulatory challenges. Consider the emerging field of multimodal AI in healthcare. These systems can simultaneously analyze different types of data: imaging, genomics, clinical records, and real-time patient monitoring. A recent pilot program demonstrated how such a system could predict patient outcomes with unprecedented accuracy by integrating data from multiple sources. The regulatory framework for such complex systems will need to evolve significantly. The future of AI regulation in healthcare will likely center around 4 key areas. First, we're seeing the emergence of adaptive regulatory frameworks. Traditional regulatory approaches that assume static products are giving way to frameworks that can accommodate AI systems that learn and evolve. The FDA's experience with predetermined change control plans, which we discussed in episode 5, provides a foundation for this evolution. By 2030, we might see automated regulatory monitoring systems that can track AI performance in real time, automatically flagging potential issues before they affect patient care. The second area involves real-world evidence and continuous monitoring. Current initiatives by major healthcare providers are already showing how AI systems can be monitored across diverse clinical settings. For instance, a large healthcare network recently implemented a system that tracks AI performance across different demographic groups and clinical contexts, automatically adjusting for potential biases. Third, we're seeing the emergence of what I call regulatory intelligence. AI systems designed to assist in regulatory compliance itself. These systems can help track regulatory requirements across different jurisdictions, predict the impact of proposed changes, and even assist in preparing regulatory submissions. The fourth area, and perhaps the most transformative, is the integration of patient-generated data into AI systems. The rise of wearable devices and home monitoring systems is creating new data streams that AI can analyze. This presents novel regulatory challenges around data quality, privacy, and informed consent. Looking specifically at manufacturing and quality control, which we explored in episode 4, we're seeing the emergence of fully automated production lines governed by AI. These systems can adjust manufacturing parameters in real time while maintaining compliance with regulatory requirements. The regulatory framework of the future will need to accommodate this level of automation while ensuring product quality and patient safety. Clinical trials, which we discussed in episode 2, are also poised for transformation. AI-enabled synthetic control arms, real-time protocol adjustments, and automated patient matching are becoming realities. Regulatory frameworks will need to evolve to maintain the scientific validity of trials while embracing these innovations. By 2030, we might see the emergence of what some are calling living protocols, clinical trial designs that can adapt in real time based on incoming data, all within pre-approved parameters. This would represent a fundamental shift in how we conduct clinical research. The global regulatory landscape we explored in episode 8 is likely to become more harmonized, driven by the need for consistent approaches to AI regulation. We're already seeing increased collaboration between major regulatory bodies, and this trend will likely accelerate. Patient privacy and ethics, which we discussed in our previous episode, will remain paramount. The concept of ethical AI by design will likely become a regulatory requirement, with specific standards for fairness, transparency, and accountability built into the approval process. One of the most exciting developments on the horizon is the potential for AI to democratize healthcare access. AI-powered diagnostic tools and treatment planning systems could help address healthcare disparities, but this will require careful regulatory oversight to ensure these systems perform equally well across all populations. As we conclude this season, it's clear that the intersection of AI and healthcare regulation will continue to evolve rapidly. Success will require balancing innovation with patient safety, privacy with progress, and efficiency with equity. The regulatory frameworks we've discussed throughout this series provide a foundation, but they must continue to evolve. The future will require greater collaboration between regulators, industry, healthcare providers, and patients to ensure AI fulfills its promise of improving healthcare for all. Looking back across our 10 episodes, we've covered significant ground, from the basics of AI regulation to specific applications in clinical trials, manufacturing, and patient care. We've examined global frameworks, ethical considerations, and future trends. Yet in many ways, we're still at the beginning of this journey. Before we close this season, I want to thank you, our listeners, for joining me on this exploration of AI in healthcare regulation. Your engagement with these complex topics shows the importance of understanding how regulation and innovation can work together to advance healthcare. Thank you for joining me throughout this series. I'm Dr. Nirdosh Jagota, and this has been AI Revolution in Healthcare, a regulatory perspective. Stay tuned for future seasons as we continue to explore this rapidly evolving field. You can find all our episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube.
You've been listening to AI Revolution in Healthcare, a regulatory perspective with Dr. Nirdosh Jagota. Join us next time as we continue to explore the intersection of AI innovation and healthcare regulation.